All right, let's dive right in, shall we? Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. If you're the kind of person who just absolutely loves to learn, who really thrives on getting clear, structured information, and, well, someone who isn't quite satisfied with just those surface-level facts, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're embarking on this really fascinating exploration into the hidden narratives that silently but forcefully shape our world. We're looking closely at the core mission of a documentary hub known as DH Film, and through their lens, we're going to examine history's secret impact on society. We so often think of history as this fixed timeline, right? Just a predictable list of well-known dates and famous public figures. But what if the most impactful moments actually happened completely out of sight? Today, we're mapping out exactly how these untold stories are finally brought into the light.
So, what if the world is actually full of hidden stories? It's kind of a simple premise, but it completely shifts how we consume information. The source material we're digging into today poses this exact idea. Think about it. What if the world is just overflowing with unsolved mysteries and incredible events that most people have literally never even heard of? We walk around every single day surrounded by the ripple effects of historical events, and we just kind of assume we know exactly how everything came to be. But asking this simple question, it forces us to hit pause. It challenges that curious learner in all of us to ask if we're truly ready to uncover the unbelievable realities that usually go entirely unnoticed by the masses.
There's this really stark divide in how we view the past. Mainstream history gives us the standard textbook chapters, the stories most people have already heard about, the generally accepted public narratives. But then there's the hidden world, and this is where the real secret impact on society actually happens. We're talking about unsolved mysteries, the silent, behind-the-scenes maneuvers of secret organizations, and genuinely unbelievable events that just slipped right through the cracks of mainstream reporting. The contrast here is huge. By acknowledging this divide, we can start to see that typical history, it really only gives us half the picture. The fascinating secret impact of these historical events is still carefully hidden in the shadows, just waiting to be properly analyzed.
To bridge that massive gap between the mainstream and the hidden, we turn to DH Film. They are a documentary hub dedicated specifically to high-quality explorations of history's mysteries, crime, and these amazing untold stories. And they pull this off through a very specific method: cinematic storytelling paired with incredibly accurate research. Let's be clear, this isn't about throwing around baseless conspiracy theories. No way. This is about looking at verifiable yet totally obscured historical and criminal impacts. For anyone wanting to efficiently wrap their head around these complex hidden dynamics, this hub really positions itself as the ultimate destination to peel back the layers of our past.
And that brings us perfectly to the subjects of secrecy, power, civilizations, and the unknown. To truly understand history's secret impact on society, we absolutely have to look at the unseen forces that have quietly directed human progress over the centuries. Breaking those broad subjects down gives us some really specific, actionable areas for historical research. First up, the rise of secret societies. We're talking about analyzing how exclusive, hidden groups actually influence societal norms and global events without the public even having a clue. Second, powerful people operating in the shadows. This explores the folks who wield massive, sweeping influence without ever holding a public office, or frankly even wanting the public spotlight. And third, forgotten civilizations. Take the sudden, totally mysterious collapse of the Bronze Age, for example. It proves that entire, complex societies can just disappear, leaving only these fascinating little traces behind. Digging into these areas gives us a radical new perspective on history. It proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the narrative of human society is heavily dictated by what remains unseen.
This whole concept is summarized so perfectly in a core directive from our source today. It says to explore history, crime, secret organizations, powerful people, mysterious events, and fascinating true stories from around the world. Now, I really want to highlight that phrase right at the end there, from around the world. History's secret impact on society isn't just localized to one specific country or one single era. No, this is a massive global phenomenon. By structuring their investigations around such a huge spectrum of mysteries, it really reinforces a commitment to a comprehensive, global understanding of the hidden forces at play.
But hey, secrecy isn't just about ancient civilizations or political shadows, right? We also need to examine the underworld and the unbelievable, true crime and heists, because criminal elements also leave a massive, secret, and truly lasting mark on our economy and our societal paranoia.
Just think about the sheer audacity it takes to pull off the world's biggest heists.
These aren't just your run-of-the-mill crimes. They're incredibly complex logistical operations that expertly exploit the blind spots of society. By analyzing famous heists, like the still unsolved Gardner Museum theft where, get this, $500 million of art simply vanished into thin air, we actually learn exactly where the vulnerabilities in our societal structures lie. These unbelievable historical events basically serve as stress tests for the modern world. They show us the incredible, almost unimaginable lengths human beings will go to when they're operating entirely outside the bounds of the law.
Okay, so we know what these hidden stories are, but how do we actually digest them effectively? Well, that introduces the DH film formula. Here, we're shifting our focus from the actual content to the execution of exactly how the untold is brought to life.
The execution relies on a very deliberate three-step formula. Step 1 is careful research. And honestly, this is non-negotiable for building trust when you're dealing with history's secrets. You need accurate information above all else, period. Step 2 is cinematic storytelling. This uses engaging visuals to ensure you aren't just sitting there hearing dry, boring facts, but you're actually watching the story unfold right in front of you. And step 3 is powerful narration, which is absolutely crucial for keeping you captivated from the very first second to the very end. This structured combination ensures that these hidden historical impacts aren't just factually sound, but they're highly engaging and super efficient to learn from.
Now, because new documentary videos are uploaded regularly to this hub, it serves as a great reminder that this exploration is a continuous journey. The sheer volume of hidden history out there means there is quite literally always more to uncover. The pursuit of understanding history's secret impact on society, it's definitely not a one-and-done lesson. It requires a lot of persistent curiosity, as new secrets and long-forgotten truths are continuously unearthed. By staying engaged with heavily researched content like this, you ensure you'll never, ever run out of amazing stories to discover.
Which really leaves us with just one final question to ponder. Are you ready to discover history's best-kept secrets? Today we've mapped out the unseen forces, the secret societies, the monumental heists, those completely forgotten civilizations that mold our world from the shadows. So don't just settle for the surface-level narrative. Demand the careful research and the untold stories that actually